Another thing I did a while ago, guys, was I took both of these fork tubes out. I took them right apart. This one here, the Rebound, I changed the oil in it. I didn't need to because the oil in it was good. And I'm not sure what the weight of it was, but I replaced it with some Moto 5 weight on your left. I changed it with some just some 5 weight fork oil, and put some suspension grease on all the seals, because for some reason the D&Ms, they don't have any suspension grease on anything. And also the foam rings that are above your dust caps, or the dust wipers, there's foam rings in there. They come bone dry, so you're going to want to soak them with fork oil as well, because they're supposed to have oil on them. So when you do that, the D&Ms are actually not too bad. They work great now. And this other one, I just took it apart, and I didn't change the grease on the spring or anything. I just added probably about an ounce of fork oil down in there, and that makes it work so much better. So I didn't record I didn't film myself doing it. Not sure why, but I will do a video one day on how to do it, if you guys are interested. Next time I service my forks, I will film it so you guys can know how I did it. Because yeah, before I did that, these shocks were horrible. Like they would stick. They wouldn't even barely go in. Now look at them. They're awesome. So anybody that says the D&M shocks suck, or the D&M fork, you probably haven't never taken it apart and serviced it. Because if you do that, they're not so bad. For a $500 fork, I mean, they're a bit on the heavy side, but they're rock solid. And as long as all you got to do is just put the suspension grease on. You don't even have to change the fork oil like I did. You can just take it apart, put some suspension grease on the damping rod and on the seal. That's well, if you guys ever take it apart, you'll see there's a long damping rod, and then there's a seal at the bottom. Put some grease on that, put some on the damping rod, and put some fork oil on the foam rings, and these things will work amazing. The rear shock, I haven't had any issues with it. Seems to be working pretty good, so I haven't serviced it yet. But when the time comes, I will get some shock oil, because the forks and the shock, they take different oil, because the shock, it gets hotter. So it needs different oil. From the research I've done, people say that you could use the shock oil in your forks as well, but don't use fork oil in your shock. So I don't know, you can take that information, do what you want with it. Me personally, I'm just get fork oil for the forks. When I need to replace the shocks, I'll just go and buy shock oil for that. It is beautiful out here today, guys. Absolutely beautiful. I think people give you the weird look because of the helmet, eh? You got a full face motocross helmet on, and people just don't understand. Another thing, I will do a video on I'll do an upcoming video on our the storage box that we chose for our chargers. It's I believe it's just like a taco box or something like that. We got them from Walmart, I think, and they're perfect. They perfectly fit the charger in the bottom, and then I cut a piece of foam to fit the bottom. Piece of foam goes over the top of the charger, and then there's just a small amount of space, and a tray goes on the top of that. And then you can put other things if you need a couple candy bars or whatnot, and it fits perfectly right here. And then you use two straps and you strap it down, and away you go. You can cruise anywhere, guys, when your bike dies. Well, hopefully you find a plug before your bike dies. One time last year we did go on an adventure. We went all the way from Peterborough, went to Lakefield, charged our bikes up full, and then our final destination was Bancroft. My bike unfortunately ran out of juice in Apsley before we could find a plug. And I ended up pushing this thing up the side of the road about 18 kilometers in the middle of, I think it was July or August. It was really hot, that's all I remember. And it wasn't fun. So, yeah. One thing I would recommend, obviously, if you guys are traveling, definitely try to find a power source before your bike dies.